Welcome to Woman2Woman Today, where we're having intimate conversations with inspiring women while doing fun projects that will teach us something new. I'm your host, Jen Maceda, and we want this show to be a bright spot in your lives. If you're still using the same makeup from junior high and your highlighting efforts make you glow even when the lights are out, you have got to keep watching this show. With us today is Claudia Moriel, Beauty CEO of Style at Work. And Claudia brings us over 20 years of experience in the beauty industry. She'll show us what's worth putting in our makeup bag and how to use a minimal amount of products to enhance our features. She is one of the most beautiful people I know, inside and out. And Claudia, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and be with us on Woman2Woman Today. We're so thrilled to have you.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Absolutely. So that's a long time that you've been in this beauty industry, right? Can you tell us how your career started and what inspires you? We'd love to hear that.
Yeah, well, I was a freshman at college, and I was working as a receptionist in a tanning salon. And the owner of the salon said, the next big thing is nails. You should go to school for it.
Yeah.
And so I walked myself down the street and registered myself into Blaine Beauty Academy, and I took a nail course. So I was at college at Suffolk University during the day, and I would go to beauty school at night.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what were you studying at in college?
Business management.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that translates well.
It works well.
Yeah. That's good. So you've got the background in business and you've got the passion for beauty and you know, I know a lot about you because we're friends. So,
yeah.
But I want you to tell the people that are watching just about the journey that you've had in finding, you know, yourself and what I consider you helping so many women to also have a better understanding of themselves.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So I did nails all through college, and I started out in the industry, and there were no nail salons when I started. Like, they didn't exist. And then they started, and I had my first mentor who owned a nail salon. So I started working in a nail salon once that became a thing in the industry.
Okay.
And she really taught me how to be a professional. She was like, every client you're making a first impression. And even if you've been working really hard all day and you're tired, you have to make a good impression on that person. So she just instilled like a strong work ethic in me.
Yeah.
But then I took like a side tour, and when I finished college, I worked in corporate America.
Okay.
And I just didn't fit in. I got laid off 2 corporate America jobs, and I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And around that time, I had taken a personal development course and realized I wanted to be a makeup artist. So after I got laid off a second time, an opportunity to work as a second to a key makeup artist on a small independent film came up.
Oh, fun.
And I never looked back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the film was?
It was called The Legend of Lucy Keys.
Oh, fun.
And it was filmed in Boston.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I never looked back from that.
No. Yeah. Headed towards your passion.
I did.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Tell us what inspires you.
Oh, gosh. You know, I've always listened to other artists and other people, and they talk about what inspires them, and they're like, everything inspires us. Walking down the street inspires us. And I always think it's such a cheesy response. But recently, I've been walking along the streets, and I'll be looking down at the street, and I'll start to see all these hearts show up.
Yeah.
Like someone's graffitied them on the floor, or they show up in a water stain, and now they're turning into the word love. And I just see it everywhere I go. And
I've been watching you on Instagram, and I hope that our viewers will do the same, because everything that you post is so beautiful and so meaningful to you. You know, whether it's a woman that you're, you know, helping at a wedding, or whether it's your friends, or whether it's you know, just yesterday you posted about painting in the new facility that you've created. It's really it inspires me, and I know that from the comments, and it inspires a lot of people. So, and I think that's something that women maybe don't necessarily think they should be doing, is sharing what inspires them, whether it's, you know, whether it's the shape of a heart, or whether it's art, or, you know, whether it's somebody else in their lives. So,
or a hot pink lipstick.
That's true too. And so thank you for doing my face today.
Oh,
that
you're
is
welcome.
really helpful because we're going to talk about makeup later, so I don't want to give anything away, but yes. But everything that you see on my face is done by Claudia, so thank you for doing that.
Thanks. Yeah.
Tell us a bit more about the business that you started too, because that's really inspiring as well.
Yeah. So I worked as a wedding makeup artist for so many years, for 5 years. That was my goal. I wanted to be a wedding makeup artist. I went for it full force. And I got to the point where I would do 47 weddings in a year.
Wow.
There's 52 weekends in a year. So I was just working so much on the weekends. I started missing my friends' weddings. I started missing barbecues. And I was like, I sat down one day and I meditate a lot. And I thought to myself, what can I do to create a work-life balance? And the idea just popped into my head. And I said, I want corporate America hours. How can I make that happen? And I said, I can bring beauty to corporate America. And so I created Style at Work.
Style at Work.
Yes.
That's a brilliant name.
Thank you. I didn't come up with it alone. So that's the really cool part is I really reach out to my community, my friends, and I'll tell them, help me brainstorm. You know, I have this idea, help me hash it out.
Yeah.
They get inspired, I get inspired, and so the name was born through a few different iterations.
Yeah.
It started out as Boardroom Beauty. Can you believe that?
Oh, that's kind of cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, not enough women in the boardroom yet, so
Right.
that would inspire folks too.
Right, the
to
tagline.
really see that.
Yeah,
That's
the
brilliant.
tagline was Style at Work, and
Okay.
someone said, oh no.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
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 Because you do so many things. What are some of the services that you provide?
Yeah. So I go to corporate offices and I do nails on site,
Okay.
and I do eyebrow shaping, and I don't do eyelash extensions on site, but I do eyelash extensions.
That takes a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
A little bit longer.
Yeah.
And when do women do it? You actually came to our office in my day job. So yes, tell us the scheduling part of it, because I think that's so brilliant.
Yep. So I have a huge account in Waltham. It's called the BioHub. And there are about 6 companies in this building. There happens to be an office off to the side of the building that they've given to me. So I go in there every Thursday and I set up Style at Work from 9 to 5. And you can pop in for a half hour and get a manicure, or I even do pedicures, or I can shape your brows, or you can just come chat with me. People actually just like to come and hang out sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know if their bosses like it, but
I would hang out with you all day. But I think the thing is that a boss wouldn't mind if you're taking your lunch hour, or
Right.
if you're taking half an hour and you eat the rest of the time at your desk. And that essentially is what makes it possible within a work environment. And
Yeah.
we've got a lot of Fortune 500 companies within the Metro West community that could really use your help.
Right.
And here's the other thing. I mean, it's about taking time for yourself that you wouldn't necessarily be doing. And here's an opportunity of a luxury. I consider it a luxury of being accessible for your own schedule. And I think that's brilliant. I mean, that makes all the difference.
And you can get more time with your children on the weekends, because now you don't have to go to the nail salon
Exactly.
or working on getting a hairdresser, or now you don't have to go to the hair salon.
Right.
You have that time with your family on the
Right.
weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my goal for the people I was servicing.
Right.
Yeah.
What kind of characteristics do you think you have? I was going to ask you about being an entrepreneur and what kind of skills you think you need for that. But essentially, I think, again, knowing you, I think having the ability to be authentic and to people trust you automatically. It's like an aura that you have where you present that as as an accessibility for people to talk to you. So that's my take on it. But what skills and what characteristics do you think you need? One, to open a business, because that's a daunting task.
Yeah.
And 2, to be receptive. I mean, you're in this business and successful at it because you have a gift.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I think it takes 2 sides. I think it takes left brain and right brain. But I'm very problem solving. So I think that's what helped me I'm opening a salon, redesigning it. And I think it also takes personal, listening skills.
Yes.
Because my biggest thing is a lot of people ask me, what's on trend, what's trendy, and all that stuff. And I'm like, I understand what's on trend, but for me, it's about servicing the personality. You know, like someone will come in and I'm like, wow, it doesn't look like you wear makeup every day, because I can tell if they have makeup left over or not, you know. And I'm like basing my services on their personality. So I think just being a really good listener.
Right.
Yeah.
And being able to assess what fits with them and being able to give them something that you think is going to fit into their life too.
Yes, yes, that's a big deal for me. Yeah.
Tell me about the salon that you're opening.
Well, I've started renting some space in downtown Boston with quite a few people. And the salon has been there for 23 years.
Okay, so well established.
Well established.
Okay.
We're actually working on changing the name, rebranding,
Wow.
redesigning, just updating the whole space. So it's going to be a full service salon, spa, and laser center.
Okay.
Yes. So it's very exciting.
Talk about trends. I feel like lasers have popped up quite a bit more than what they were. They've been around for
a long time. Yeah. But I think they're miraculous. And from the moment I heard about them, I was like, those things work.
Really?
Yeah, I get a lot of gut feelings about things.
Okay.
And like the moment I heard about laser therapies, I was like, that is the way to go. Like, that's the future.
Why do you think?
It was just a gut instinct. And
well, what do they do, I guess?
they reach deeper into the body and they heal from within, which is a big thing that I believe in too.
Okay.
Yeah, healing from within.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm going to ask you about that. Because I know that you do Reiki.
Yeah.
Is that right? Tell us what that is. And
yeah, I do a few different energy healing techniques.
Okay, tell us about that.
Yep, I am a Reiki master. I also went to energy healing school for 3 years. And I've recently been certified in something called emotional freedom technique, or tapping.
Okay.
And so I use all of these skills on myself every day. So
in fact, you did it today
Yeah.
while you were kind of de-stressing and getting prepared for this interview.
It's true. As soon as the lights
painless.
It is painless.
Okay.
As soon as the lights went down, I was like, "Woo!" My anxiety went up.
Okay.
And I was like,
"Can you show us what you did, if you don't mind?"
I don't mind at all.
All right, and tell us why you're doing that, because I think it's something that I would like to adopt for myself too, because I get very nervous and hopefully nobody can tell that.
Oh no, you look like a natural.
Okay.
Yeah.
Show
so
us.
there's actually meridians in our body used for acupuncture.
Okay.
And so when you tap on them, you create like a trance. So you're just tapping on them, and you move through, and you take deep breaths in, and it brings down the flight or flight response. So it just brings your anxiety levels right down.
Huh.
So you can just do it like that, just to bring down the anxiety levels.
Okay.
But there's also techniques and things that you voice. So it literally creates like a synapse. Something happens in your brain, so you release negative emotions, and then you can put positive ones in. So I use it with myself. I use it with my clients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've talked a lot that most of your clients are women, but again, you would help men if they needed your services too.
Absolutely.
But I think that women carry a lot of negative I don't even know the correct terminology of that, but just the negative talk that we continue to play and replay and overplay, and so that kind of energy change. You mentioned taking something out and then it being accessible to those experiences, and maybe that's why you see the hearts. Is because you're so open to it, to be able to see, and you're not blinded by the things that are stressing you out in your life. I bet we would all
I didn't think about
start
that.
seeing things that are magical and meaningful to us if we just took out all that negativity. And you have transformed my life right now.
I got that as soon as you said it. It was like, oh my gosh, I just got that. Yeah.
Well, we really appreciate you being here today.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I love talking to you, and you also inspire me so much with everything you do.
You're very generous. Thank you. Thanks for being here. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, Claudia will show us what to keep and what to discard in our on-the-go makeup bag. Plus, she's going to get her hands on our assistant producer, Jess Friswell, giving us a quick demonstration of her talent and amazing technique. So keep watching.
So, what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Welcome back to Woman2Woman Today, where we inspire women to reach their goals and learn something new and fun at the same time. We're back with Claudia Moriel, our beauty CEO from Style at Work. And we are going to do something really fun today. 2 things. We're going to talk about a makeup bag, and we're also going to transform, and you already have, so you're going to tell us a little bit about that, our assistant producer, Jess Friswell. So, welcome back, everybody. Let's get started.
Okay, so before we go into the makeup, I just wanted to let you know that I actually educate. You said we're going to learn something new.
Yes.
I offer a makeup class where I create the perfect makeup bag for you. So it's eyes, 1 eyeshadow, a liner, lashes, foundation, cheek, and lip. And it all fits into this bag. I pick your brushes. I take you to Sephora. I pick out your makeup for you. And so...
So these colors are specific to the person that has hired you to do this.
Yes.
Yeah. And what is that typically? Because I'm going to do it. Jess is going to do it too now. Like, everybody that's watching is going to do it.
Yeah.
What's a typical cost for the bag and for you guiding us through that? Because that's really your talent that's going to help us.
Right. So I charge $150 per class.
Yes.
And then the makeup bag can cost as much or as little as you want.
Okay.
It depends on your budget.
Okay.
So I like to do that. You could go all high-end Marc Jacobs, or you could do Sephora brand.
Okay. Or a combination of
of all.
Pick the best products from whatever lines.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you could do a day look, which would be a little less expensive, and you could go all the way to
evening.
having day and evening and middle of
all of the
all
above.
of the above. Okay.
Yes, red lipstick to lip balm.
Okay, that's a good way to think about it.
So what I've done for Jess already, just to prep her skin a little bit and her eyes, was I used the Urban Decay Eye Potion, which is one of my go-to products. The 2 things I think you should have in your makeup bag are the Urban Decay Eye Potion, and I also think you should have the Rosebud Lip Balm also.
Okay.
These are the 2 things I think everybody should have.
And tell us about the eye.
Yeah.
Cream.
So this is an eye primer. So I put it on her eyes, and you put on a very thin layer, and then I go over it with a sheer powder. And this is excessive. This is me being very meticulous about what I do. And then I did a light eyeshadow on her eyelid, and I used Tom Ford, which is a very high-end product. And then I also used Tarte in the crease. I used a MAC black gel liner, which I think is the easiest gel liner to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for Jess, the liner was transformative. I stepped away for a minute, and then I came back, and I literally thought she was a different person.
Right.
Not really, Jess. So, but it is transformative, and why is that?
Yeah. So if you do black eyeliner in the correct manner, which is a very thin, tight line, it actually highlights and pops. So you have to just do a very, very thin line, and it's going to bring out the color.
Oh, it brings out the color of her eyes, and then also her lashes. I mean, she's got spectacular lashes.
She does.
And it just makes it look more voluminous and really gorgeous.
Yeah, thin, tight, black line.
Okay.
Never overdo it, or else you close the eye down.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
So then I prepped her skin with some primer. And
So you mentioned primer. I'm sorry, I keep interrupting, but
No,
it's so. I love makeup, and you know that already. Everybody knows that. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. But primer, what is it? Why the eye and why the face for the primer?
So I'm always someone who's very speculative about things like this that come out. And I remember when primer first came out, I wouldn't use it. And then I got a sample of Smashbox, which was like the first company to come out with it. And I put it on one day and I was like, oh, this actually works. So it fills in pores, it smooths out the skin. And when you paint a wall, you prime it first and it creates a base. And I call it insurance for your makeup. It just makes it last a lot longer.
Okay.
Yeah, so I put that on. And then I did some concealing. So I used a pencil for concealing blemishes, and I used under eye concealer, and I contoured just a little bit. Yeah.
So what is concealer and what is contouring? What's the effect you're trying to achieve?
Yep, so I was just smoothing out any discoloration in the skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have the same color throughout?
Nope, I used a lighter color right here.
Okay.
And I put it up this way to lift up her eyes. And then I used a darker color right here.
Okay.
And then I used a little bit of it in there too.
Okay. And what does the darker color do?
So darker colors recede and lighter colors bring out. So I'm creating depth. So a lot of people and a lot of makeup artists, when they see my makeup, they're like, oh, there's so much je ne sais quoi in your makeup. And I'm like, it's because I love creating contours and depths, and I use a lot of different textures together just to create dimension. That's the word I was looking for.
Good.
Yeah. So I do something really fun that I love showing people, which is airbrush.
Okay.
So I'm going to do airbrush next since your skin is completely prepped. I call it the magic eraser. So this is my magic eraser airbrush machine. Close your eyes, relax your face. And I just want you to notice the blemishes disappearing.
That's incredible. I can't even see any real product coming out
Correct.
of the air itself.
Right.
It's so subtle.
It is. And this is something I use a lot when I'm doing production, when I'm doing weddings. I have actually gotten carded when I've gone to the liquor store to buy a bottle of wine when I airbrush my makeup.
There you go. So young and fresh.
Yes, I have fell asleep with it on after a night out, woken up and it's still on. I've taken a shower and missed a spot and it's still on. So it lasts and lasts and lasts, but at the same time, doesn't look heavy or cakey.
Right. So that's the difference between the airbrushing and a liquid foundation and I've noticed a lot of different kinds of foundations where there's a mousse foundation now and there's what is the deal with that?
So I think that it all depends on your skin type. I think that they're all great. And I think that if you're trying to achieve a look or trying to achieve, work with a texture of a skin, you can work with all the different kinds of mousse, of matte finish, or it's really what you're trying to achieve.
Gel foundation.
My favorite foundation line is NARS.
Okay.
I worked at Sephora for a holiday season, and I think that they make the best. I would do half some other brand and half NARS, and I wouldn't choose. I would let the client choose, and 99% of the time they would choose NARS. It's what I use for a foundation when I'm not airbrushed.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I'm not doing it correctly, but I use a Covergirl foundation. It's inexpensive, and I can match it to my skin, and it's really one of the only ones that
works
doesn't settle into the fine lines and doesn't dry out my skin too. So it's not all about getting something that is expensive.
No, it isn't. No.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just finding the right one.
Right.
Yeah.
And NARS happens to be the right one for me.
Okay.
I think Covergirl actually is one of the best drugstore.
Brand. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, good. I stumbled upon it. I was just so frustrated with all the lines that I kept seeing.
I actually used to do marketing events for Covergirl.
Oh, okay.
I used to travel around the country helping launch their new products at different drugstores. It was so much fun.
Well, tell us what you're doing here, and then I want you to tell us about your recent travels too, because I think that's amazing.
Yeah. So I am just putting on some mascara. So this would be like a very nice, the eyes is like a very nice day look. That's a very basic day look. Yeah.
I want to see you in this every single day, Jess. You look unbelievable. And this doesn't take, once you get the hang of it, honestly, people tell me that a lot, that I just don't have the time to put into to putting on makeup. But once you get the hang of it, and you know the products that you're going to use and where you're going to put it, literally it's a 3-minute face.
So I recently, my best friend is also a makeup artist. I believe in helping each other out. I don't believe that we should compete with each other.
Yeah.
And we've become better makeup artists because of each other. Yeah, we're always
You're
learning.
pushing each other to learn something new and sharing.
Yeah.
Back to the sharing part.
I know.
There you go. You're so good at that.
So we traveled to Europe together for 2 whole weeks, and we were just very spur of the moment, and we happened to be in the south of France. And I said, one of my other makeup friends said, Cannes Film Festival is happening right now. You have to go. And so we hopped on a train the next day and we went, and I just, we talked about meditation and manifesting, and I just was there, and I was like, I want to work on a film someday, and I want to be here as a participant of this. So that's why we went, just to go check it out.
I just think that's so important to express your goals and your dreams, whether you're saying it to yourself in the mirror or you're saying it to a close friend or even a colleague. We work in a work environment where we're constantly sharing, and it's so critical to hear it in your own mind and to be able to just make sure that the universe hears it.
Yeah.
And then you've kind of put it out there as something that you'll attain. And I know that you will, because you're an amazing makeup artist and just such a spectacular person. So, and truly, there are some very good makeup artists out there, but if you're a jerk, nobody's going to want to work with you. And
especially because you're up in their face all the time.
Exactly. Yeah, you want somebody that's positive, that is going to
makes
uplift
you feel good.
Exactly. And
it gets you ready to be on camera.
That's right. Which is what you did with me today, so I totally appreciate that. Jess is going to go out on a hot date tonight.
Oh my goodness. We're going to have to take your profile picture for Match.com. And I like a youthful lip. I'm really into a bright, youthful lip. So I use Sephora brand gel lip liners that just came out. So again, not expensive. I think they're probably $10 or $12.
Okay.
And I used a MAC cream sheen. One of my favorite formulas is their cream sheen.
So not a lipstick.
I'm not a fan.
Why
I'm
is
really
that?
not a fan.
Okay.
I just think that they're a little bit dated at this point, and I think that, creating a youthful, bright, plump lip will brighten up your face. I think lighter better. I'm an eyes girl. I like to do eyes. Yeah. And that's where I like to play it up.
Yeah.
So this is a very nice day look for someone. What do you think? I should show you what you look like.
Yes.
Ta-da. Yeah.
You look beautiful.
Yay.
All right, so what would you do to transform this? Let's say she's going to go out on the town later or to a big event.
Yeah. So my favorite thing to do is to smoke out an eye. So this is a very important brush for that. Everybody's like, how do you do a smoky eye? And the important thing is the correct brush.
So what brush is this?
So
it
this
looks like
is
a MAC.
It's a MAC 222 brush.
Okay.
It's skinny and long.
Really fluffy and long bristles.
Yeah.
So what does that do for you?
So this helps me get into the crease without overcoloring or muddying up the rest. And it gives me a little bit of focus.
Okay, so some depth on the side.
Yes.
Gives you really that smoke.
And look straight ahead. There. Oh, yes. Right there.
She just looks so amazing. She's a beautiful girl anyway, so she's lucky. But,
She is, yes.
But yeah, she looks incredible. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see you like this every single day now. No pressure. Big thanks to Claudia Moriel, beauty CEO of Style at Work. Please remember to follow, like, and subscribe to Woman2Woman Today on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube so you don't miss a show. Thanks for the entire team at Access Framingham, especially Shavarsh Morrissey and Francesca Cerruti Harris, who are with us every show. Thanks also to Jess Friswell for being our amazing volunteer today, getting her makeup done. And she's also our assistant producer and guest coordinator and all-around good sport. And to Ryan McCabe, our art director. I'm Jen Maceda, your host of Woman2Woman Today. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time, where we hope to inspire you.